And a lot of times they just hate the source material because for some reason companies do it all the time, where they'll just hire people that specifically hate the IP. It's like
I don't understand.
And I guess they just think that they're gonna change it and make it something new and attract a new audience, but it never works. It just pisses off everyone, and then it doesn't get a new following.
Like if
343 and Halo is like the perfect example of that, where they specifically hired people that did not like Halo.
Why?
They built a studio up from the beginning with cynicism, and it's like, what? You're telling me that every single game that 343 made is a horrible disaster?
I didn't even know that. I just knew 343 was not Bungie.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft just built the studio from the ground up, but I just don't understand.
Hey, we have this thing that people love, and it works really well, and it sells really well.
When 343 was... Because Halo is basically a joke IP at this point.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
But
Dude, when's the last time you saw a copy of Halo Infinite? Like,
yeah,
traded in or
seriously.
asked about?
Who even buys physical Xbox games anymore?
True, also true.
But yeah, at the time when 343 was, hello? When they were formed, like, Halo 3, like, broke records as, like, the highest selling, not even just video game, but, like, media thing in its first day of retail sales ever. And they broke the same record. Like, I think it happened with every single Halo, where it was just, like, it kept making more and more money.
People loved Reach, if I remember
correctly.
correctly.
2 broke, like, sales records. Halo 3 broke Halo 2 sale records. And then Halo Reach was still, like, a pretty big deal. Not as much as Halo 3.
Not quite, but yeah.
But at the time, Halo was a huge franchise. It's like, everyone cared about it. And then, like, the first thing they do is, like, Halo Anniversary, which was, like, whatever.
Oh, that was 343?
Yeah. They didn't really mess it up too much because it was basically just a pretty generic remake of 1. But then they made Halo 4 and, like, it sold really well at the very beginning. And then instantly the player count just plummeted because Halo 4 sucks.
And then they did that, Halo 5, which, from what I heard, they just, like, lied about a million things, like, this will be in the game, and then it, like, never was.
And then, like, they introduced these new characters that were only, like, present in, like, outside, like, books and, like, movies and stuff. It's like, once you have, like, a franchise where you have to expect the consumer to read a bunch of extra material to even know what's happening, the IP is completely screwed. No one's gonna care about it anymore. Stop doing it.
Even Bungie, they made ODST, which I don't think it has Master Chief in it at all, and that still sold pretty well.
It was a remake. It ultimately led to, like, an event in the beginning of Halo 1.
Okay. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, if someone was like, hey, Spencer, we're designing this Harry Potter game. We want you to help with it. I would be like, no, I don't know anything about Harry Potter, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Or if they were like, what's something I dislike greatly? What's a video game? Like, not really Call of Duty, but let's just say, hey, we're designing...
Elder Scrolls game.
Elder Scrolls. I really dislike those. That's good. Hey, we're designing new Elder Scrolls. We really want your opinion on this. We want you to be lead whatever. I would be like, no, I don't like Elder Scrolls games. But people like them.
Imagine if you're a producer.
People like them. People like Skyrim. I don't. That's fine. So, like, they would be like, why is the first question when they hire these people not like, do you like Fallout? We're making a new Fallout game. Oh, I hate Fallout. Great. You're hired.
You're hired.
What?
All right, new policy.
Do you like Indiana Jones? Oh, absolutely not. It's so dated. I hate it.
We're going to attract a new audience. We're going to do nothing like the old Elder Scrolls games. Comes out, everyone hates it. What? How could this happen? I couldn't foresee this happening.
It's like you can grow the IP. You can be like, you know what? We're gonna stay. Good with how the original IP is, but we're gonna add some stuff to it, right? Like, that's not a big deal. Resident Evil did that with Biohazard, right? Resident Evil Biohazard, Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
It's still Resident Evil, but they did a lot of stuff different. But they still had that general, like, Resident Evil feel, and they still had the love for it. Like, imagine if Capcom was like, oh, we hate Resident Evil. Like, I don't ever want to do that garbage again. Like, what? Or if someone was like, the lead programmer, what's your favorite Resident Evil game? 6. You're hired. More like that. Even that, they like Resident Evil, right? Like, they don't like the right one, but they like Resident Evil. Imagine if it would be like, hey, we need to make this this new Clock Tower game. What are your thoughts on the original Clock Tower? Oh, I hate horror games. They're too scary for me. You're hired. Like, that's like the thing they're doing, you know?
It's baffling. I don't understand
It makes no sense.
And like these higher-ups and executives are just so confident in their own hubris. And then they lose hundreds of millions of dollars, and then the IP dies. It's like, what?
It's not like one of those stories where, I don't know if you ever hear these stories where people are like, hey, I got hired at this comfy job, and I actually don't know what I'm doing. Like, you know, that stuff happens. But it's not like they're like, oh, I got hired at Wells Fargo, and I really don't do that much work. It would be like, oh, I got hired at Wells Fargo, and I am a firm anarchist. I hate money.
Yeah, I'm a firm communist.
I'm a firm communist, but I got hired at Wells Fargo. What? Yeah, I want to take down the banking system from the inside.
Yeah,
like, I would never work at a bank because I hate banks.
No more individual bank accounts, just pull it all into one.
It'd be like hiring me. I hate big businesses, and I hate banks more than anything. Hey Spencer, can we hire you to be the least possible job for me to do in the entire world is the Secretary of the Treasury. I hate government and I hate banks. Holy crap, right? Secretary of Treasury, I would be like, dismantle it all. I don't want this. Not only do I not want this job, but this job isn't going to exist anymore. This job is gone. The Treasury is gone. You don't do that. You hire someone who's like a shill for money. Like, what the heck? Oh, whatever. That is an hour-long rant of just...
We went from girl boss movies to Amazon hate to big business bad.
Somehow, it's all related. Unfortunately.
Oh, by the way, this to call flashback.
This place?
For Amy, you start in this room. Do not even bother exploring it. There's nothing here. They start you in this room, and it's like, go explore. But no, you're supposed to turn around and go here.
Cool.
I do that every single time I play this game. I always forget, and I wander around. I like wandered around for like 10 minutes. I literally had to look it up on my phone. I was like, what do I do? And it's like, oh, turn around, go here. I was like, cool. Why did you start me in this big room?
Yeah, just start here. Ah, the echidnas. And the chows.
I mean, I guess it gives like a vague backstory why Knuckles is the protector of the Master Emerald, but I guess he's like the last of his race or something, and they all died. I don't know. Who cares about Sonic lore? Not even Sonic.
What is this character's name again?
Tikal.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought I knew it, but I did not. It's Sonic Adventure 2 that has that big Chow minigame thing, right?
Yeah. Sonic Adventure 1 actually has the Chow stuff, but it is so bare bones in comparison to Sonic Adventure 2. That's one thing I'll give Sonic Adventure 2, especially Battle. The Chow stuff is way better. But even in that game, I just don't care. There's so much grinding.
Well, that's cool. So Chaos has, like, always existed or whatever.
They sort of, like, make it seem a little bit more menacing, but the Chaos is the protector of the Chows.
Gee, what was that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know, Amy Rose.
I wonder if I'm dreaming.
Okay.
I wonder if I'm dreaming.
I need to get out of this place.
We gotta get out. Yo, jump in that pool.
Yes, sir.
No!
Do I have to?
It looks so comfy.
It looks like I'm gonna sink like a rock because I'm a hedgehog.
No, probably true. Do you get to do that second thing?
Yeah, I'm hoping I can go back, but... I don't know. I think I'm, like, ejected out of this place. I do have to go back to, The egg carrier, that's where the final boss is, so I guess I'll do it then.
I wonder what the final boss is.
Amy's quest is really weird. At this point, it like kind of makes sense, but her third stage is like, there's no indication of where to go at all.
It's a Chaos Emerald.
Yeah, the whole reason that Russian robot was going after you was to get the Chaos Emerald.
I guess so. The Russian robot still goes after you. I guess it just doesn't understand that it doesn't have the Chaos Emerald anymore. Or
It's
maybe it just
It's T260G.
I always call him T260G. I think it's E10 something Gamma.
It's E102.
E102 Gamma.
Okay. And there's other ones. Is that in this game or is that another game?
I think it's in this game. It's been a while since it did his quest.
It would be cool if you were in the background while Sonic was fighting E102.
Please stop.
Wow. Amy. In that cutscene, Sonic was running very slow.
Yeah. This reminds me of the time when, do you remember Rose from episode 8? When she rammed her ship into
I want to be clear. I said it's my favorite of the new trilogy. I did not say it was very good. It's still my favorite of the new trilogy. Yes, and then she has that romance with Finn, which just does not exist in 9.
Yeah, I mean...
Dude, episode 9 is one of my favorite just bad movies of all time.
It is...
It's incredible.
It's both... It's half damage control from people hating episode 8, and then half like a horrible dumpster fire, everything wrong with J.J. Abrams as a filmmaker all at once. It is such a glorious train wreck.
I honestly cannot believe a studio as big as Lucasfilm/Disney greenlit it and wasn't like, we need to push this back like however long. Like when I watched it, I was like, am I being pranked? Like literally, like they were on 3 different planets in 5 minutes, and I might be exaggerating a little bit, but not much. And I was like, I'm being pranked. And then Lando shows up, and he like barely stands, and I'm like, I'm being pranked. This is a fan-made thing.
They do this fan service, but it's just so depressing. It's like Lando when he's big, fat, old, and bloated. It's
and he literally barely even stands.
Like, who likes that stuff?
It's kind of like, have you ever seen Ghostbusters 2016?
Yeah.
It's like the scene where Bill Murray's in it, and all he does is walk in and sit down on a chair. And I'm like, God, I hate him so much, but he's so based. Like, it's such a weird feeling of how based he is. In that...
Yeah, at least he knew not to even remotely try.
Clearly it was in a contract where he's like, you have to be in this. And he's like, okay, I'm just going to pull a chair up and sit down. And then everything was ad-libbed anyway, so he was like, I'm this character. So good! There's no way anyone watching would know this, but I have a huge huge piece of canvas art up at the top of my basement stairs that says somehow Palpatine returned. But I had my friend Patrick make it in like, everyone's seen those live, laugh, love things where it's like super corny, done in this like really cursive, like girly script. So it says somehow Palpatine returned in this super girly live, laugh, love script. And it's one of my favorite things that I own, just because Patrick specifically designed that for me, and I was like, I'm getting this made on a 24 by 36 canvas because. And when I heard that Oscar Isaac, who seems like a really cool dude in real life, was at a local Comic-Con, I was like, I really need to go to this Comic-Con and get him to sign it. And then I was like, nah, he'd probably really hate that. But I was like, 10% like, I really need to do this.
I doubt he would hate it to the point where he wouldn't sign it.
If it was me, I would laugh, but also I take a lot of stuff in stride.
I mean, all of those actors, like, if they're forced to attend those conventions and they're getting paid or whatever.
Yeah.
I know Ben was talking to me about it, like how it works. Like you have to pay per item for what to sign.
Yes. So they're getting a lot of money.
But they all they do all day is probably just sign pop figures from man children. And it's like that's the most like humiliating thing ever. So I think him signing something like that would be way better than any pop.
Because
vinyl.
you just know 75% of those items that you're signing are instantly going to be put on
Yeah,
eBay,
it's either resellers. It's probably 50-50 resellers and man children. They all suck.
So if someone comes to your thing with a custom made thing that says a famous line you uttered, I feel like that would be pretty funny. But I was like, but then I thought to myself, wait a minute, I'd have to go to a convention to do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, thanks. I still have never been to too many games, even though I would still like to meet James Rolfe AVGN. Even though it'd be like a stupid 2-second thing. But I'm like, I would have to go to a convention to do that, and a convention stands for everything I just don't want to be at. I have no problem with fans of stuff. I have no problem with games and nerdy stuff and all that. I deal with it 50 hours a week, and I don't want to go stand in an hour line to meet someone that's barely going to care about something that I'm having them sign. You know what I mean? Like, it seems... CIB Ben is really into that stuff, and I am so anti that.
Yeah, I mean, at least he, like, met base people like Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Like, Sam Raimi is probably cool in real life, but,
It
like,
seems like it.
most of the other guys probably suck butt.
Well, even, like, AVGN, like, he would be like,
He'd be so awkward
He'd
and,
be like,
demure.
glad to hear from a fan. Cool. Yeah. One guy, right? Remember that? One guy? And I'd be like, oh, I'm kind of sad now.
Yeah.
Do you get to do the second thing?
Nope.
Nah.
It's in the egg carrier. I'm nowhere close to the egg carrier.
Oh, okay. One guy? What were they thinking, right? Huh?
The second upgrade is just for a longer hammer. It's the most pointless thing ever.
I didn't know if it counts towards the 100%.
I don't know or care. I don't think you need.
All you have to do is beat the characters to get super sonic,
I think
right?
so, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's all that matters.
Not you again!
Well, you got all the 100. You got 100% in Sonic, and you definitely did not get all of the Sonic emblems. So it seems like that is good to go.
I don't know if it counts for upgrades or not, but whatever.
I will admit, when celebrities can like kind of own their celebrity and just like laugh off things, like or mistakes they've made, they gain my respect. Like Kevin Smith, I think is like
celebrities
extra.
that take themselves super seriously are super lame to me.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. So Kevin Smith, I don't agree with a lot of what he like cares about. But the fact that CIB Ben, took a printout of that famous tweet that he made and Kevin Smith signed it is like, that's automatic 10 plus points for me. And if you don't know what tweet I'm talking about, just look up Kevin Smith famous wife tweet and you'll see it. It's like the most cringe thing I can ever think of anyone ever tweeting. And the fact that he owned up to it and like signed it is pretty cool. I guess it's just one of the, like, it'd be like if somebody, I don't know, took a picture from our first CIB Let's Play video and was like, will you sign this? I'd be like, sure, that's actually pretty funny. It's like cringe as hell, but that's pretty funny.
Sign the dog moment.
Sign the dog moment! I totally would. Even though everything that happened in the first year was like, well, no, maybe the first 6 months was like,
Yeah, I don't think it was that long.
yeah, it wasn't that long, but like it's such bad quality that I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, sign the dog moment. I would totally do that. Like, literally somebody could, pick up a copy of my book at the store and be like...
Is this random? I could have sworn I picked the second to left one, and I was right last time. Is it literally random?
Huh.
I wonder.
That'd be weird. But yeah, they could pick up a copy of my book and be like, this is the worst thing I ever read. I couldn't even read more than 10 pages. Will you sign it? And I'd be like, sure. Like, at least you, like, read a couple pages of it. I'm cool. And I'd probably agree. I'd probably be like,
oh yeah,
yeah, it probably is the worst thing you
this
ever read.
stage is way
Wow, that is
shorter
really
than the
short.
second one.
That's the end of Amy?
I still need to do the boss, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So that stage was to find the bird's parents, but the bird's parents weren't there, and then you just leave, and then you have to go back. The most pointless stage in the game.
Well, also, you just kind of, like, randomly... I know I was gabbing at the time, but you kind of randomly went to the Mystic Ruins, right? And was just, like... You weren't, like, really ushered there. It was just, like, go through...
And you have to go through the
here.
forest. You have to go through the forest twice. The return trip and the way forward.
I saw no sign of your
Amy's quest is, even though it's only 3, is just completely pointless and horrible. The actual gameplay isn't like that bad. Like I definitely, the worst one is Big the Cat because I don't like fishing mini games.
Are you doing that next? I mean, not today, obviously,
Yeah.
but next playthrough.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Who are you saving for last? Tails or E102?
I guess Tails. Tails is clearly the second best.
Yeah.
Mercifully, Knuckles and E102 Gamma, both of their campaigns are super short.
You should do Big, then Knuckles, then E102, then Tails. I think that's all the characters.
Yeah, I'm sort of planning to do like boring, then okay. Then
Oh, that
boring.
makes sense, yeah.
Although honestly, I think the only 2 like actual bad characters are Amy and Big. So I think I'm just gonna get rid of Big right away because the other ones are really fine.
Yeah, but it's funny. The big one is funny.
It is. It is.
Like, it's objectively not very good, but they did... It's so different that you can't help but be amused.
Yeah.
I respect that stuff. It's like when you're playing an older game, like on NES, like Guardian Legend, and you're like, it's a side-scroller. Oh wait, now it's like a vertical shooter. Like, even if it's not very good, which Guardian Legend is very good, but even if it's not very good, you're like, hey, you tried. It's like, a great example is Bayou Billy. I think that has both Zapper parts and side-scrolling beat-em-ups, and both are not very good, but you're like, hey, at least it's not just a bad side-scrolling
Bio Billy
beat-em-up.
will permanently be a $5 game no matter what.
Oh my god, yeah.
It could be 2,000 years in the future and it's $5. $5 could pay for absolutely nothing.
Right.
It'll still be a $5
Right,
game.
$5 could be like one Tootsie Roll, and it's like, Bayou Billy's $5. Yeah, you're pretty much right on that. The Holy Trinity, Anticipation, Silent Service, and Bayou Billy, right? I feel like Anticipation and Silent Service are the 2 games you will see, even if you're at a store, how do I put this? If you're at some random, antique store or whatever that has 5 video games, one of them's Anticipation and one of them's Silent Service,
Yes.
right? Like, that's like the Holy Trinity. And you know the funny thing is, I've watched a bunch of videos on it, not just on Anticipation, but the game itself is actually pretty, like, okay.
Yeah, so I actually have no opportunity to get that hammer upgrade. I would literally have to finish the game, then go back into Amy's quest, and then manually get it myself.
Oh my god.
I mean, if I need to do it, I'll do it, but
What is this?
Yeah, the birds are just there.
Why would they be here?
Uh-oh!
It's so different than the other one you were at. Like, this is the egg carrier, and you were at the other egg thing. Doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, you go to Final Egg to find the parents aren't there. You just leave. Cool. Cool quest design.
And you go to egg carrier, and they're there.
But now Amy has had enough.
Why didn't they make it that, like, when you beat the robot, they're inside the robot? Isn't that a thing in Sonic where, like little birds are inside robots?
Yeah, that's basically all Robotnik's robots.
So why don't you just do that? Missed opportunity. I do like how this is essentially a boxing match. because you're.
It's very convenient that this stuff is here because it's the only way to damage him.
You know what this gives me vibes of? This is completely random, but the
Clock Tower 3.
Yes, kind of, but I was thinking more of the area you're in of MGS2 vibes when you're out there fighting all the what is it, Sister Rays? Because if you think about it, there's not a lot of places where you're like on open ocean on like a big platform. Oh, another one, the end of Parasite Eve, which I'm gonna do eventually sometime as a game. If you remember the end of that, you fight like the ultimate, I think it's called the Ultimate Being or Ultimate something on like an aircraft carrier out in the open ocean. So there you go. I got to name drop Clock Tower 3. I did MGS2 and Parasite Eve.
The Clock Tower 3 boss fights are just the weirdest things ever.
I know. I'm so happy I did that game, and I still have to do the Jennifer quest of Clock Tower 1.
Yeah, I'm eagerly awaiting that.
I gotta watch the carcinogen run and figure out how to actually
10101.
That's nice. How to actually get all 10 people saved, because you have to do everything very, very, very specifically.
Oh yeah, I remember watching that.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
It's just so much nonsense.
If I ever have a lot of like extra time, I'm doing something very boring. I'm like carcinogen, no damage, kill all Resident Evil run or something like that. Because you know he has to take his sweet time on it.
Are you okay? Can you fly?
No. Oh, wow. I was almost crying. What was it just... Oh.
Dead. They did it. Hey, why don't you take off that big thing that... on your neck, birdie.
Oh, yeah.
Wow!
Dang, she saved a bird.
I think I said last sit-down that I thought Zero had a bird controlling it, but I guess not. I guess I just thought that the birds came out of him instead of just being there.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. You get there, and he's like, hey... And you fight him, and then the birds come out of it. Why not? And it's ironic, too, because the birds would have to go after its
It would also give, like,
family.
a little bit of narrative purpose, too, because the bird doesn't have the Chaos Emerald anymore. But it'd be like, why does this robot still care about this bird? I don't understand. Flesh out your plot, Sonic Adventure 1. It is a 1 out of 10 game.
Compared to other stories at the time, with the notable exception of, like, Metal Gear Solid 1, it's pretty good.
Obviously, I'm joking.
Yeah. No. Me as well, but it also seems like... Oh. It seemed like a missed opportunity, Sonic Adventure staff! Alright, guys, so that was... Bye-ya. Amy's Quest. I hope you enjoyed. Next time, we'll probably do Big the Cat. There are 6 overall quests, so we still have 4 more to go. Hope you are strapped in and ready to go.
And pretty much all of them are like the length of Amy.
Yeah, relatively.
So I might be able to finish 2 in one sitting.
Oh, yeah. All right, folks. Thank you for watching. Are we listening to this song, or?
Nope.
Bye!